viewers. I've got an interesting video today that I think is going to be very useful for a lot of people. It's the health is the topic. I have kind of slow digestion and some back issues and things like that. And over the last couple of years, uh, I've kind of observed some different things about my health and about back issues and digestion. And so this video is kind of presenting to you some of these things that I've observed over the years and distilling that into something that I think is going to be very useful and helpful to uh, you if you have similar problems or just in general. So essentially, I was in the military for a number of years, and obviously that's a very high stress environment. Um, when I got out of the military, I walked a lot. I really enjoy walking, and I started noticing that I had a lot of tension in my stomach as I was walking. More or less, my stomach, I was always tensed in my stomach. Um, and so I noticed that, and kind of life went on. Well, here in, I would say, the last few months, I have been trying to make a deliberate effort to go on walks and focus on not tensing my midsection. Um, the basic idea and also if you have circulation problems in your lower extremities, your legs, your feet, I think this would apply as well. When you're tense and your muscles are tense, it restricts blood flow. It's pretty simple and it seems pretty obvious, but I don't think that most of us think about that. In particular, a lot of us don't pay attention to where we're holding tension, where we hold our stress in our body and things like that. And I am not a doctor, so I am not, making any extravagant claims or whatever. But just as somebody who has, for example, the circulation in my feet seems to be kind of iffy, then like I say, back problems and digestive problems and such. I started to realize that that tension in my stomach was creating the digestive problems in terms of slow digestion and everything that goes with that, as well as the circulation in the feet. When it's cold outside, my feet tend to get really, really cold, while the rest of me can be pretty warm. And then, as well as back issues, can be made worse if you're holding the stress in your stomach. Obviously the way your muscles work, they all work together. They're all connected. So if you're holding tension in your stomach, it's pulling the muscles in the back and all these other muscles out of alignment. So just something as simple as having your stomach tensed most of the time, or a lot of the time, like was the case for me, it can cause a lot of issues. So if you're having some of those issues, if you're having circulation in your lower extremities, if you're having digestive issues, slow digestion, everything that goes along with that, you might try checking to observe if you're holding tension in your stomach. With the high amount of stress that is prevalent in industrialized countries and stuff, I imagine that there's a lot of people that are holding a lot of tension in their body and then having a lot of physical issues because of that. Um, and then most of us are trying to figure out ways to solve that and having varying degrees of success with that. For example, with digestion, I've tried upping fiber intake and drinking more water. The typical things that are recommended. Taking digestive supplements and digestive tea, and I mean it would help, but I mean you really, some of those things like diet, fiber and water obviously are good to do all the time, but you know a lot of those digestive teas and stuff like that aren't really recommended for regular use. um, but if you see that you have tension in your stomach, um, try going for walks and focusing on keeping your stomach uh, untensed. I have been doing that. I mean, not even real long walks. I think I would say the little circuit that I walk is maybe 15 minutes one way, so probably a half hour round trip. Just focusing on keeping my stomach untensed, and I've noticed real great progress in my digestion. My digestion seems to be more regular now, and my stomach just feels better. My midsection just feels better. Now I notice when I go for these walks and I untense my stomach, it feels like I'm stretching my midsection, and it actually feels really nice to go for a walk and do that. Very relaxing on the midsection. Um, and I would bet that if you're having some of those issues, you might see some improvement as well. Now, obviously, everybody's different. You may not have the same tension thing going on, um, and so something else might work for you. But even if you're not having digestive issues, if you still find that you walk and your stomach's tensed all the time, I would be willing to bet that you probably have some sort of issue that could be made better by untensing your stomach. Um, Now, if you have back problems, I'm going to try to kind of hit a lot of points in this one video. It's sort of a one-stop shop for some issues that I've been having and things that might help you. If you're having back problems, I've been having back problems for a while, and it gets to be pretty bad for me with some disc issues and stuff like that. But connected to the whole stomach tensing thing, I also came to realize that I was actually holding a lot of tension in the muscles in my butt. And there are some really good stretches that if you're having back problems, don't hurt yourself. Obviously, it's something that stretching anything in the back midsection area, if you've got back problems, be very, very careful. Um, Ask your doctor or whatever. But there's some really good stretches that if you can stretch those muscles, for me and my back problems, stretching those muscles in my hip area, the whole butt area, um, is unbelievable. If you have that same tension spots and you stretch, you're gonna be blown away. When I stretch those areas, I can literally, as I'm stretching, feel the increased blood flow in my legs and my feet. Which brings me to my last point for this video. If you're having the circulation issues in your lower body, stretch your legs, stretch your butt and your legs. And I know that when I do that, like I say, I can literally feel the blood flow increase to my legs and my feet, and it just feels really nice. And so obviously all those are connected. I know that with my back problems, the tense stomach leads to tension in all of the other parts, and because it's all connected, and when one thing gets pulled out of alignment, the rest kind of tend to go with it. So if you kind of do a combination of all those things, I think that if you're having some of the same issues, it really help. Or if maybe you're not having the same issues, it's just good for your health. So I hope that helps and wasn't too scattered. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, and really hope that that helps you out. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave them below, and also follow my channel and share this video if you know somebody you think it would help. So until later.